What's going on, Jan? What's up, Jan?
What's going on?
Yo, listen, man. Every time you come up and show up on me, like, with the bow tie and everything, so I figured try my own, little accessory today, you know?
Yeah, I took some pity. I said, hey, you know what? I've been kind of showing him up and so on. I said, well, I cannot be
Oh,
doing that to
man,
my
you gotta be
favorite
kidding me.
cousin.
You're gonna show you, oh, man, seriously. I thought you were gonna have like a bow tie or something on today.
Yeah. Well, happy Holi and happy Duleti. My kids are playing Duleti as we speak.
Yeah, happy Holi to you too and your family. To
Thank
to my
you.
niece and nephew and to Bobby, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, yep. So Jan, as predicted, 2-1
2-1. I think
India.
I was going more on the England side. I think you had selected India. So,
That's right.
but what a close game though.
It was. I thought at one point they almost lost it,
Yeah,
and I was going bananas. I was like, this can't be
absolutely.
happening.
Yeah, Sam Curran, he played a great innings, and it looks like he is India's number. He seems to be doing very well against India. He did very well in the Test series a few years back, and again today, what an innings!
Yep. So what'd you make of the whole series? Like first game start off with we did pretty good, and then the second game and to the third.
Well, England showed that, of course, why they are the world champs. It looked like in the second game, as we were discussing over the phone, England looks like a side that can score 500 runs on on their day
Yeah.
in a one-day match. So absolutely, England has the upper hand when it comes to batting. Of course, they missed Jofra Archer. I'm sure he would have made a big difference
Right.
in the one-dayers. But so as far as positives, what do you see as far as positives for India?
I think we found some good players. We found Surya Kumar Yadav. I don't
Uh-huh.
know why we didn't use him in the wonders, but that's a good positive. Uh, I really thought they should have opened with Rohit and Virat. Ram Lakshman ki jodi. I can't believe they didn't go with that. Or फिर KL Rahul. I thought it was he came to the show. He performed pretty good. Punt definitely. He you know I think he's progressing like as days go by, and he's just improving a lot.
Oh, exactly.
Um, Shardul Thakur, my favorite. He's showing up like all guns blazing. I mean, he's leaking runs, but hey, he's taking wickets, so that's a positive for me. And Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Yeah, you kind of basically summed it up. Definitely Rahul coming back to form. And as we saw in was it the T20 that, Rahul, Rohit and Virat can really make a big difference
Yeah.
if they open. So I was kind of hoping for that as well. But, looks like Shikhar Dhawan, took good advantage of the situation and, he came back strong.
Right.
So this makes the job even more difficult for the selectors.
Yeah.
And in England, what did you see as a positive for them?
Johnny Bairstow, I would say he's really good. They really missed out on the Ian Morgan. He didn't really do so good, and I think they should have gone with Joe Root. And as far as their bowling is concerned, Mark Wood, I think he's promising. They do lack, I guess, one seamer in there, if because they obviously didn't have Archer. And as far as their other batters go, David Milan, I think they're pretty good. He's pretty good. Livingston, I haven't seen much of him, so he's
But he definitely
50-50
looked
for me.
promising in the couple of games that he played. He definitely looked promising. So,
Yeah, did.
uh, and I kind of agree with you on the Joe Root. So I don't really make too much of this, hey, specialist players for the three different formats.
Yeah,
Joe Root is the best batsman in England right now. So I would play him in all formats, whether it's T20. And then the same applies for India, as far as some of the negatives. we are finding out, in my opinion, the spin bowler. Spin
Right.
bowling.
And like
Hard-
we said, we talked about it in our last podcast where we said they need to have Ashwin, right? Because in all formats, and you said something about he's got variety and all sorts of stuff. And yesterday, I was reading something from Dilip Vengsarkar. He came out and said the same thing we did.
Absolutely. So this is not something, this is not just like an amateur blog, man. We are not shooting from the hip.
That's
We know
right.
what we are talking about. So
That's right.
I was a positive. And Dilip Vengsarkar, he used to be the captain of Indian cricket team. They call him Mr. Reliable, the colonel.
Yeah,
He knows what he's talking about. And same here, the Atodarias.
that's right.
They are
We're on the
real.
we're on the ball, you know. We're not
Yeah.
just like you said, shoot from the hip. So
So I absolutely feel that Ashwin, Bumrah, Jadeja, they
mm,
belong in all three formats of the game. Of course, obviously Jadeja with that injury. Ashwin's fit, and I think he has made it known that he wants to play in all three formats.
yeah,
So he would definitely be a game changer. And I mean, he's no rabbit with the bat either. So this three will make the team very strong, especially going into the World Cup.
yeah.
So Bumrah, Ashwin, and Jadeja in all three formats.
Yeah, I think they're gonna use them once they're all fit, and Jadeja definitely he will make a comeback. Shami will be back. Bumrah will be back. I think we pretty much have everything sorted out except the fielding. Today was just horrible when it came to fielding for India.
Fielding was pathetic. And granted, compared to 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I mean, it's a big difference. But we are not used to, especially in this stage of the game, with India being number one, number two teams. This kind of fielding is definitely going to let you down. And we sorely missed Jadeja. I think I read it somewhere. We were not hitting the stumps, as far as throws from the outfield. Jadeja is like the expert on that.
Yeah.
So you're right. I mean, fielding, that was a negative. The spin bowling, I would say that was a negative. As far as positives, you mentioned it. You were right on it. We had Shikhar Dhawan back in form. We have Rahul back in form.
Right.
And then the bowling.
Yeah. Look, I think that's pretty good. I mean, now that the IPL is going to start now, so I'm looking forward to that. How about you?
Yeah, same here. I mean, it's going to be a pressure situation. Natarajan, he kind of the entire game, he kind of let us down, but he came back strong in the final over.
Right.
He bowled well. So I think most of these bowlers, they need to start going back to the strengths. One of Natarajan's strength is that Yorker delivery. So he has to kind of go more to that. Pandya, I thought, bowled very well in the death overs as well. But this IPL will kind of show us who can handle the pressure, because I'm not sold on Shardul.
Right. You know what?
Yeah.
Right. I get it. I mean, he is a little wavered, but he does get wickets. So I think I might digress with you on that.
But you got to realize that we also got Shami in the tank. So at some point, Shami is going to come back. Shami is a big wicket-taking threat. Bumrah obviously is going to be a big wicket-taking threat. So it remains to be seen who does well. Shami can go for runs, but he can produce wickets. Shardul, of course, has an advantage with his batting and so forth. So let's see. But those three players will really make India strong, and I think for all of the formats.
Right.
Nothing against Shikhar Dhawan, he just loses out. It's kind of like the Rajinder Goyal. Remember when we had the Bisan Singh Bedis and the Chandrasekhars and Prasanna?
Those were before my time, man.
Yeah, so he was one of the best left-arm spinners, but he could not make it to the team. So it's the same thing. I think if Virat Rohit open, it gives India more options. And I'm kind of thinking about the great teams of the West Indies in the early 1980s. Where they had.
Maybe we could do a segment on them one of these days.
Oh, sure.
Just talk about it, and then all these old teams from the 80s and the 90s, 60s, 70s.
Yes, there was an article in the ESPN from I believe it was one of the Chappell brothers. He talked about that India can be that team. So we need to look into the dynamics of that West Indian team to see what India can do to make it even stronger.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I mean, winning the first match, losing the second, and then winning the third very closely, you know, that's like what's that saying? हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं, right?
Very good. वो रवि शास्त्री अभी ऐसा ही बोल रहा होगा.
Right? I know.
You can see the tension in the air, right? He kind of got a little upset.
He got a little upset. Yeah, he was thinking like क्या हो रहा है? ये क्या हो रहा है? Yeah.
Krishna and a couple of balls, So is this it for today? I mean, how much?
I think we're good, man. I think we covered pretty much everything, except my scarf. I wanted to show off, and you kind of like
just ignore it.
Ignore it, hey, man. But listen, man, I'm gonna be spiffy from now on. I'm gonna be spiffy. I'm gonna be spiffy.
No, everything always looks good on you.
Somebody told me I should channel my inner Henry Blofeld. Do you remember Henry Blofeld?
Yes, I think my brother kind of made that comment. Now I remember he used to wear a hat. He always had the bow tie on.
That's right. Yeah. My dear old England.
Yes.
Yes.
Those good old
exciting
days.
The good old days. I distinctly remember 1989 Sharjah cricket. Nawaz Singh Sidhu playing against Waqar Younis.
Yeah, but I think I like your accent more.
My what? Which one? This one? The one I just said it now?
No. I think you should just stick with the original.
Stick with the original. Yeah.
But hey, Kaz, again, very happy Holi and
happy Holi to everyone. Yep.
And let's keep this going. I mean, of course, we need our subscribers, we need our family members, we need all of our fans to kind of watch this. There is more on the horizon. We're going to be talking about the great West Indian team, see what we can learn from those things.
Yeah.
And go from there.
All right. It's a wrap.
Wrap.
See you next time, folks. Peace
and
out.
Prosperity to everyone.